I knew it was too quiet yesterday. It never fails. Every time I forget Stephen Mango exists, he shows up to the drama tea party. I woke up this morning to the drama bat signal in the sky over a Twitter war between Stephen Mango and Shannon Rose. Mostly between Stephen Mango and nobody. Tea. Ah, Twitter, the big bang that gives birth to the drama universe on YouTube. If you don't know, Vidcon was just held in Anaheim this week from the 10th to the 13th. And on the last day, yesterday, Stephen Mango took to Twitter to rant about how Shannon Rose didn't show up for their supposed collab. How carved in stone their plans were is up for debate. I'll show you some receipts and let you decide, but it does appear Shannon may have flaked. However, I believe she had some extenuating circumstances that Stephen wasn't willing to consider. I know he's not willing to consider because he didn't hesitate to not only put her instantly on blast, but to threaten to expose her and her private DMs with him. Without further ado, the dramatic Twitter read. Hey Shannon Rose, you are honestly such a bee for bailing on our collab. I came all the way to VidCon for this and you don't even have the decency to tell me? I find out on your Insta story? I'm all set up with my tripod and look like a loser being ghosted on. Demonetize this demonetization. I don't know if Shannon is slightly mental or if she's psycho, but dude, I'm set up for our collab and she never came. Who does that? Well, joke's on her. I have so much tea on her. I'm going to make a video when I get home. Just want to make it clear that I never ghosted or flaked on anyone at VidCon today. People are unbelievable with the way they twist things around to benefit them in some way. Feel free to expose me. Pretty sure I've exposed everything about myself online though. Shannon, be accountable. You ghosted me. You said 3:30 p.m. in the Creator Lounge, and I had my camera and everything set up waiting for you, and you make all these excuses? You didn't even have the decency to text me to cancel. You made an Instagram story saying you were leaving. Erg. I mean, I have all our texts. I'm happy to leak them all. I can't believe you think it's okay to ghost me when I came all the way to VidCon to collab with you. Shannon texts, I have hair and makeup at 8 a.m. Then once that's done, I will head over that way. I will text you when I'm on my way. Mango, okay, sounds good. We can figure it all out in the morning. Heart. Good morning. Heading out that way now. Going to the Hyatt to pick up my pass. I'll text you once I pick it up. My meet and greet is at noon, hoping I make it. Grr, if not, at least I'll see you. That bleeped me over today. Snake, can you blame me for being upset? Honestly, Shannon is a snake, and you guys are going to see on my channel all of the receipts that will show you the truth and tell you who the real Shannon Rose is. Wow. Normally I would take the high road and ignore this, since I'm sure you are saying this to garner attention, but I can't hold my tongue much longer, so here it goes. You are an a-hole. I'm so glad I didn't end up collabing with you. Feel free to expose me, but I will be curious as to what tea you have. Hope you don't plan on making things up to get back at me for not collabing with you. Okay, so there are more tweets. Gosh, there's so many, and I'll show you some more, but I'm going to link the Twitter accounts below, so you can look at the timelines yourself and fill in some of the blanks if you need to, but the highlights are there, and basically for the rest of the day and today, Stephen was relentless in his tweets and continued to post things about Shannon like this. Shannon Rose hides who she truly is from you guys. Snake. He loves that emoji. No surprise she ghosted on the collab when all she thinks about is herself. I'll post all the text shortly. Then to go and shade me for being a small creator and blaming her mental health for ghosting me, I have so much tea on her. Shannon didn't have too much else to say other than to address Stephen's attack of her mental health. I just don't like when people talk about my mental health. That really pisses me off. Especially lately when I've publicly addressed going through a tough time. Not cool. Dude's a D-bag. So there's so much ground to cover here, and Steven was clearly very intense in his visceral reaction. He even tweeted that he cried the whole way home, legitimately cried. And once again, I counted at least 5 tweets where he mentions how much money he spent just for the purposes of collabing with her. He asked her if her fans knew that he paid $400 for the Glam Squad. Why would she have to tell her fans? He's told everybody 100 times that he paid $400 as a thank you. He also said, "It's sad when you love a YouTuber so much and they ghost you." To clarify, we did indeed have a set time for our collab, and Shannon even got her hair and makeup done that I paid for. I've been so upset since she won't apologize and be accountable for blowing me off. Is this what love is to Steven? If this is how he treats somebody he loves, that's the sickest part of this whole conflict. You know, Steven did actually meet Shannon last year. I don't know what their interactions were, but he has a picture of her with Vidcon from 2018. So she has made a point to at least meet and greet him and has been nothing but kind to him. Obviously, she did want to collab with him. But let's talk about what Steven thinks love is, because the moment that Shannon was not available for him, the moment that he saw that she left and did not make him a priority, he turned on her so fast, it can only be considered his Scientology training. He went straight to a place of mudslinging, and he didn't care. It didn't occur to him that it made him look bad, and he has a history of this kind of buffoonery. It didn't occur to him that he's going to look worse. One of his last tweets that I saw today said he has to sit down and make the hardest video he's ever had to make, and he's going to talk about what happened at VidCon, and he's going to bring receipts. Well, Steven, there are no receipts that are going to make you look good in this scenario. You turned on this person immediately. And let's take a look at some of the things that Steven didn't consider and missed about Shannon's life recently, because he does not care. He was only interested in her to be a collaboration, and I will prove that to you when I show you what she's been going through.
I just feel like literally all of the energy and like life has been like sucked out of me. I feel like I want to cry, but I like don't have the energy. I feel like lifeless. I don't even know how to, and I'm like exhausted. And I don't, like, I can't snap out of it. I haven't felt like this in a really long time. It's almost like a form of depression almost.
That doesn't sound like an almost to me, but, and I'm not her doctor, it's very common for people to deny being dysthymic or trying not to be depressed by saying it's not so bad. We minimize our pain, and you think this is a wave you can ride out. Shannon has been through a lot of IVF kind of fertilization medication that can take a very long time to wear off. She had a child 9 months ago, and she's still nursing. She won't be able to nurse as long as she wanted to, and she's having these appointments to get ready to go through the fertilization process again, and that is a litany of medications. I've never required them, but I happen to know that there's like one to make sure your eggs mature, there's one to make sure you don't release an egg too soon, there's medication to make sure that the uterine wall has the right amount of progesterone. There are so many things that she's about to go through, and on top of that, think about the last time you had to move. They say it's one of the most stressful things in people's lives, and you can't actually pinpoint what's stressing you out when you have a move, but a move itself, with even without a baby, that is a highly stressful change in one's life. So to say the least, she's going through a lot. One of Mango's supporters was saying that Shannon has a nanny and she doesn't do anything. Bull. She's a hands-on mom. Even with a nanny, she works very hard and she's with her baby a lot. She's breastfeeding. But why do I think Steven hasn't seen any of this?
I had like VidCon is like right tomorrow and like this weekend, and VidCon asked me to do like a meet and greet, which I agreed to. And then today, like in this funk, I said like I wasn't gonna do it because, for one, like it's not enough time to let you guys know that it's even happening. It was just gonna be like a small thing that VidCon was gonna do. It's not like a featured creator thing or anything like that. But I was still excited about it because obviously it's like an opportunity for me to meet you guys. I might still do it, I don't know. But I just, I don't even want to go to VidCon. And that's like something that like I look forward to all year.
So here's Shannon struggling to get herself to do something she wants to do. Now, surely Steven would have seen this because this is his favorite YouTuber and he loves her. I don't know about you, but I never miss my favorite YouTubers. And he loves her. He's about to see her. Surely he's not just focused on what he can get out of the collab, and he's excited about meeting his friend because they met last year. They've kept in touch. They text each other. I'm sure he saw this. Here she is struggling to do something she wants to do, and it has nothing to do with Steven. And if he loved her, this would have been an indication to him that she's struggling, and when she texted him that she hoped she could even make it to her meet and greet, even if she didn't mean she hoped she could meet him, even if her plans with him were carved in stone, he should have loved her enough to give her an out and say, you know what, Shannon, don't stress it. Maybe this isn't a good time, and we can collab again another time. Now, nobody wants to be ghosted, especially if you were looking forward to something. But most of us can take a moment and step back and process our disappointment and recognize that this isn't an unforgivable situation and that we could give this person an opportunity to apologize to us. Now, he said in many of his tweets that he just wanted an apology, but that was long after he had already put her on blast and threatened to expose private DMs and made it look like she had something to hide. I doubt it. This is a woman who, when people made fun of her porn, her friends, she made a video in response saying, hey, don't pay for the porn, I'll tell you where to get it for free. Which brings me to another reason Shannon is worthy of being cut a little slack here and should have been treated differently by Steven. Perhaps he doesn't remember because, again, he probably didn't even watch. But one of the other accounts that was supporting him today, and there weren't a lot of them, had said to Shannon, oh, but when it happened to you and you were left all night looking like a dummy, you were bitching about somebody ghosting you and then you turn around and do it to somebody else. That's paraphrasing. I'll try and throw that one up here. But in fact, that person has it completely wrong. I remember at the time I watched that video. I've watched Shannon for a long time, and this is one of the reasons I liked her. She was understanding to a fault.
Dude, I think she's flaking. Like, that's just like kind of what I thought, and I was like kind of bummed out, like, but you know, whatever, like, what are you gonna do? And so like time goes by, haven't heard from her. She's still not here. I'm like, dude, what the I hope I didn't just do my makeup all over again for her to like not come. And make a long story short, you guys, it's like really late now, and I just like I finally like just wrote her back and said like, hey dude, like I'm just assuming that you're canceling, because I wanted to like, you know, it was late, I didn't know if she was gonna show up or not, so I was like, I'm gonna take my makeup off and go to sleep, because like I'm old, I'm, you know, like I go to bed at midnight, that's like my bedtime. I'm so old. Finally she's like, can you just call me? So I call her, I'm like, Tana, what's going on? And she's like, I'm so sorry, it's just been like crazy, there's like so much going on. And like I felt bad for her. I'm like, dude, I get it, like it's fine, like maybe this just wasn't a good time for me to like come out and collab, like, you know, whatever, like it's not a big deal. Like, and she's like, no, I feel so bad, she's like, I know that you flew out here to collab with me. And I'm like, Tana, it's not a big deal, like I don't want you to be all stressed out, like she has a flight, she still has to pack, like she still needed to pack and stuff and like get ready.
So there it is for your own eyeballs. Anyone accusing Shannon of being a hypocrite is either a liar or a fool. There she was in the thick of her disappointment, where she flew out to Vegas for the express purpose of collabing with Tana Mongeau. And in true Tana fashion, from 10 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock in the morning, she had shined her on for hours, dragging it out, cancel it, just not showing, and then saying she's coming. By the end of that video, we don't even know if Tana's going to show up. And there's Shannon in the thick of her disappointment, and she's being good-natured about it. She's trying to be understanding. She's showing empathy. These are all things that Steven didn't even give her a chance to express to him. He didn't even ask her what's going on, and he's supposed to know how her life is right now. So what do you think? Am I being too hard on the fruit kid? And I think I know what most of you are going to say, because we are of like minds. Just remember, you can't have mango without man go.